You know who the coolest character in a disaster movie is? The Turner. You know the movie's going to be a disaster movie. You went to see it. It wasn't thrust upon you like John Wick, and therefore you have no choice but to see it. It was a deliberate decision to see said disaster, so you know what you're getting. Should not be a shock when the boat hits a berg or the plane cracks a wing. This is what you paid for. Whatever flavor of disaster you choose. From the Regal Cinemas Carnival food midway that is the summer, you're craving the carnage, and the Turner is the first bite of that nutty, chalky dip icy treat. The Turner is the one that feels it coming. The Turner is the one that's looking at the sky and notices something. The Turner is called the Turner because they're the ones whose job it is to slowly turn to whoever the badass lead is with that look in their eye. Wide-eyed, terrified, piercing, with vivid alarm, like they smelled a fart from another planet. Prompting our hero to ask, like we would in said situation, what is it? The Turner then has to be considered a pure Turner, say something chilling like, the wind is different. Or, something feels wrong. Or go for broke and hit you with, it's coming. And then the Turner has served their purpose, turning back to whatever strange thing they were spooked over by, leaving the rest of us to strap in for the ride. But in reality, which is where we live, being the Turner is the fucking goddamn shit worst. And it's because you know something stupid and bad is gonna happen, and you wanna warn people, not because it looks cool in IMAX, but because maybe, if enough people are warned, it might not happen. And you can go back to doing the shit you were doing, because we all have shit that needs doing, and the last fucking thing we need right now is for some more crazy, stupid shit to happen. But no, you got the feeling, you got the fear, you got the tingle in your Pringle, so you gotta be the one that turns around, and it sucks, because it's not somebody else that you can casually sit and observe and take warning, it's you. You got it. The wand chooses the wizard, Harry. And shit, fuck, now you got the dreads. It's too much to ignore. There's nothing more or less to do now than plant your feet, turn around, and do your part. So, I'm sorry, Chicago. I know that it's summer. I know there's a lot going on. I know there's a lot going on in this world, but... something's coming. We don't know when it was decided. We just know when it was announced. Tuesday, July 19th, 2022 at City Front Plaza. That's where we know it started. But who knows how long they've been planning it. On a fuck-off kinda hot kinda afternoon. Not just any Tuesday, but a Tuesday in late July in Chicago, which is a particular kind of fuck-off hot. Mayor Lori Lightfoot announced to a stunned crowd that should she be elected to another term, Chicago will be turned into a 12-turn, 2.2-mile showcase for the first ever street course race in NASCAR's 75-year history. The blood chills. The eyes widen. The memories of 1,000 days of Cubs game traffic come flooding like a biological reaction. NASCAR is coming to Chicago. And not just once. They're going to drag part of Lakeshore Drive, and not just once. They're going to do it every July 4th weekend for 3 years. The air stills. The wind is different. Something's wrong. The route will be along iconic roadways. Columbus, Roosevelt, Congress Plaza, Jackson, Balbo, turning tightly past and putting terror into Buckingham Fountain. That's the Married with Children fountain, ye out-of-towners. You've seen it, and it sees all, and it should not be bothered, for it hath seen enough. NASCAR's senior vice president of racing and development strategy, Ben Kennedy, stood proudly calling it, quote, the most monumental day in the history of our sport, NASCAR. In 75 years, our sport has never had a street course. And all Chicago Jedi out for a stroll clutched their chest in horror, like a million voices cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced on the Dan Ryan. Bubba Wallace showed up to praise the idea. Every line coming out of his mouth like the last words before a super mutant shark attacks or zombies crack the gates or both. Quote, I don't know what to expect going into this deal. I know these guys got a lot of work to do, and the city does too to get ready, but it's exciting being in this city, bringing NASCAR to this demographic, exposing the sport to this area downtown with so much to do while the race is going on is super important. You're going to get that next Bubba Wallace that's sitting in the stands like I was when I was 9 years old to be like, I want to do that one day, but I want to do it better, and I'm going to tell him good luck. And not to jinx, but full-on hex this event even further. It comes 40 years after then Chicago Mayor Jane Byrne's announcement of the cursed Chicago Grand Prix that was supposed to go down on the 4th of July weekend, 1983, so jarring the citizens that it was stopped before a flag fell. The chaos avoided, but not defeated, for it lay dormant, feeding like a sewer clown before gaining enough strength to rise again. Quote, this is a huge, huge sports town, that goes without saying. And the opportunity to bring something so unique as NASCAR to the city of Chicago, I think is going to be one of the most iconic race courses maybe ever. And introduce a whole new fan base to what NASCAR is about in the city of Chicago. We couldn't pass up the opportunity, said Lori Lightfoot, Chicago's mayor, and also apparently the mayor from Jaws, while Chicagoans looked on in horror behind the tinted glasses, because we're going to need a bigger boat, people. Fuck if those weren't last words if I ever fucking heard them. Chicago can't even handle Cubs traffic, let alone NASCAR! Anyone who's ever taken a bus after a concert at the Riviera knows the terror. Anyone ever had to go home during one of the million street fests that descend upon the city like biblical locusts knows the iron will it takes to brave the red line. Fuck, anybody that had to drive work on a Monday when it's raining knows the unholy loathe that overtakes the body like a blob of annoyance at the mere whiff of fuckery when this shit has to be done. Imagine the carnage. Imagine the bedlam. Imagine the unbridled Lovecraftian madness of a normal commute during the July 4th weekend when NASCAR is in town. The road's blocked. Lakeshore like a constipated colon, a few Camrys getting through to North Avenue like the one fart that escapes free, providing no relief. A fog rising over the city as Lake Michigan prepares to unleash an unpredictable summer hellstorm, or snow, or whatever its tyrannical whim wishes. The red line's soaked in Busch beer, and there's still 200 laps to go. Wards of Chicago, hear me. You've seen this. You know how this goes down. John Wick cannot save us, but it is up to us. Before NASCAR turns Chicago into the Poseidon adventure, we must plant our feet, turn as one, turning Chicago into the biggest turner in disaster movie history, and collectively say to the leads in this film, are you sure about this? Because this is reality, and we all have shit to do. Good night and good luck. Chad the Bird.